And you probably didn't get held back in 7th grade. But dude, I can see your positions here. So if you ever thought that Wall Street is hunting you, they are hunting you. They can see your positions as well. They've been able to see your positions for decades. I've only been able to see your positions for like a year. And now if you're in the chat here, you do have app access to this. So much love to you. Have fun with that. I think this is the ultimate opportunity in 2026 because, you know, you look at Jane Street, you look at Jim Simons, you look at Citadel, Renaissance, they're all automated traders. And I was watching a Stanford professor on YouTube. I didn't get into Stanford because I'm kind of a nerd and I watched it on YouTube, whatever. Like you know, you call me a jock, but I'm actually a nerd. But he was saying, when you're in an emotional state, you literally cannot think logically. He said, think back to a time that you got in a fight with a friend or a spouse, whoever. You probably said some things you didn't really mean, right? That's because the brain, it can't think logically when in an emotional state. So I'm sure you've been in an emotional state before trading, right? I mean, you guys already said that. And like, damn, look back, like I should have taken that trade. Of course. So to loop back to what the Stanford guy said, he said you cannot think logically when you're in an emotional state. So when you're trading and you're in an emotional state, you're not thinking logically, but you're using all of your money. And if you're not trading logically, you're going to lose it all, right? Can you explain this? Can you explain this short and concisely about the amygdala and why the emotions or how the emotions trigger before logical brain and how that relates to trading? Real short, concise. I'm sure you've done something or said something or traded something because you're in an emotional state, right? Listen, dude, your dreams of trading 24/7 with bots without having to stare at the screen, it's not just possible, it is your future. I'm living it. Your past blowups, they're not your fault. You know the exchanges are pretty much rigged to trigger emotions and drain you. All Wall Street guys, they're going to say, hey, you can't learn this. You're not smart enough. You didn't go to elite school, yada, yada. AI can do everything they can do, but much better. That's the thing. Code is a great equalizer, but AI makes code available to anybody. AI does all the heavy lifting, so you don't have to be scared like I was about coding. Because AI, you're going to watch me code today. I'm not going to code. I'm just going to talk. And it's going to code for me. All this stuff on the screen, all of these data sources here, dude. I got a CVD scanner looking at tick data. I can see everybody's liquidations. I can see the liquidation stream. Dude, all of this, I just told the AI to code it for me. So you're in actually a much better position than I was when I got started. What do they say here about the amygdala? The amygdala hijack in trading. Your brain processes threats through two paths. First path, sensory input, amygdala, which is your emotional brain. The amygdala is your emotional brain. It's 12 milliseconds to process threats from your amygdala, your emotional brain, 12 milliseconds. But the slow path is your prefrontal cortex, which is your logical brain. It takes 500 milliseconds. So 12 milliseconds for your emotions, 500 milliseconds for your logic. The amygdala fires 40x faster than your irrational brain. This was an evolutionary advantage. You needed to jump before fully analyzing if that shape was a snake. But in trading, this is a disaster. When you see a red candle or a losing position, your amygdala triggers fight or flight before your logical brain can assess the situation. This is why you panic sell at the bottom and you revenge trade after a loss. You FOMO buy a spike and you freeze so you don't cut your losers. It's just, this happens over and over again, right? By the time your prefrontal cortex catches up with, wait, this is just a normal volatility, you've already clicked the button. So the fix is systems and rules. A bot doesn't have an amygdala. Predefined entries, exits, and positions remove the emotional brain from the equation entirely, which is the whole point of algorithmic trading, Moondav. Look, I hit a wall hard, dude. After my last liquidation, I was staring at a dark wall for hours, just sad.